All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unit 4. I wanted to just make a quick tutorial on how to complete the Unit 4 individual project, which of course is your lab for SCI 103. So I'm going to start off at the home page, show you how to access the assignment, show you where you need to download the worksheet from, which is what you're going to be submitting, and then show you where you need to click in order to be able to view the lab data so that you can complete your worksheet. So first thing you want to do is start off, let me get my little spotlight going here, in the assignments, and you want to click on assignments list. I have this opened in a new tab already because my computer tends to load slowly while I'm zooming. So it'll show you the assignment list. You're going to scroll down to individual project, and then you click on that, and that will pull up the details of the assignment for the Unit 4 individual project. Shows you the due date, how many points it's worth, and then has where you can submit the worksheet once you're done. So the Unit 4 individual project is looking at when we have rainfall, how much filters into the soil depending on the environment of the land in that area, and how much of it runs off of the soil. So it's you can kind of think of it as, the water goes down, say that it is on a waxy surface or on a tarp or something like that, it would just run straight off. So the amount of vegetation and the different slope of the land is going to affect how much water stays there and actually filters into the ground, which is called infiltration, and how much of it runs off. So this is what you're looking at in this lab. So we go down here to this area on the bottom. The worksheet is found here. If you click on this link, you can download the worksheet. I also have it copied and pasted into the discussion board in text in case you have trouble editing this document. And then you're going to, after you have the worksheet, you're going to view the soil infiltration and runoff video that is going to give you the data that you need in order to complete the worksheet. So then this one here, the view, I opened up into another tab, and this gives you the storyline that's going to walk you through the data that you need. So let me pull up the worksheet here real quick, and I will show you this here for a moment. So this is the worksheet, and there's two tables that you need to complete the data from the tutorial or the walkthrough that is going to show you the different sites of the infiltration and the waterfall. So the first table that you're going to complete is going to be the percentages that you're calculating. There's three sites. There's going to be a vegetation site, which means that it has a lot of plants and trees and things like that. There's a mountain site that is going to have a steep slope and perhaps not have as much vegetation, and then bare soil where it is just basically the dirt you can think of, and there aren't those plants to prevent the runoff. In the video that you're going to watch, it is going to basically just walk you through each site, and there's a sign on each site for each of these three sites. Vegetation is site 1, mountain is site 2, and bare soil is site 3. And it's going to give you these three values. It's going to give you the shallow water infiltration percentage, which just means it's kind of holding the water to a very shallow level. Then there's going to be deep water infiltration, which means that the water stays there longer and actually filters deeper into the soil. And then there's going to be the runoff percentage. And what you're going to need to calculate for each one of these three is what percentage of it is evaporation water. And that is simply going to be these three values that you get from the video subtracted from 100, and that will give you the evaporation water. So in this example here, you'll see in the video that for the vegetation site, you have 25% is shallow infiltration, 25% is deep water infiltration, and then your runoff, you will see, is going to be 10%. So if you add those together, that equals 60, as you can see up here. And so what you do is just take 100 minus 60, and that gives you the evaporation percent, which you will then fill in. That is going to be 40%. So you need to do that for each one of these 3 sites. Let me go back and just show you real quick what that video looks like so that you can see that here. And with that, you're just going to continue with these, and it is going to go to each site, and it will actually then show you a sign that has those percentages on it. Of course, it's not progressing because my computer is so slow when I'm on Zoom. I don't know what's going on, but it will show you a sign. And at the end of the video where it talks about that, it'll have those 3 percentages on there. If anybody has trouble accessing that, I can take screenshots and share that. So just send me a message in Canvas. Oh, see there, it finally is going. So just send me a message and I can help you out with those values. So that's the part that you're going to see in the lab. So here you can you click on each site, and then it's going to take you to that video that gives you those percentages that you need. So you can see here, here's the sign, and it basically just walks you up to the sign, and you can see those first 3 values that you need to put. So site 1 is vegetation, your runoff is going to be 10%, shallow and deep infiltration is 25%, as we did put in the worksheet that I was showing you there. All right, so it took away my values. The first table is percentages. That one's relatively easy. All you got to do is add up the 3 values that you get from the video, and then you can fill in the rest of it and calculate the evaporation runoff. For the second table, you're going to calculate how many gallons of water that is. So for this one, what you're going to need to do is convert each of those percentages into the decimal form. And then you're going to use this equation in order to calculate the gallons here. So for example, in this particular one, we talked about the evaporation water being 40%, which a percentage is converted to 0.4 for the equation to convert it to decimal format. And so what you're going to do is take these constant numbers. So 0.623 is the amount of area that is being examined. Let me see here, it's at the top. So 144 cubic inches. So that is how many gallons of water per square foot of area. That's a constant number you're going to use for each one of these calculations. So you're going to take 0.623, and each one of these is 100 square feet, so that's going to be a standard as well. So each one of these, you take 0.623 times 100, and then you take that times that percentage that you had calculated for evaporation water in table 1 converted to a decimal. So again, for example, 40% is going to be entered as 0.4. And then that's going to give you the gallons that you enter. So you're going to put that number here, gallons, in this table. So this one is all going to be gallons, so they should be decimal numbers here. So for example, let me do another example for you just to make sure you understand. Oh, I think our numbers are all gone. I can't remember what, it was 25% was the shallow water infiltration. So for example, the 21 or 25%, I'm gonna pull up my calculator and I can't see it, but I'm gonna take 0.623 times 100, and then that goes times 0.25, because 25% equals 0.25 for this calculation. And that is going to give me the value that I need to enter here. Let me just write this on here so you can see 0.623 times 100 times, so 0.25 is the value we get from table 1 for the shallow water infiltration. It was 25%. We are converting that to the decimal for this calculation. So that is times 0.25, which, get back to my calculator here, times 0.25 equals 15.575. So that's what we are going to enter in the table here for gallons. What did I say? 575. So that goes here in the gallons. So you need to do that for each one of these calculations. You just take the percentage, move the decimal place over 2 spaces, and then you are going to enter it into this equation where you just take times 0.623 times 100 times that percentage changed to decimal format. So that is how you complete the tables. So the first table is percentages. The second table is going to be those decimal values in gallons of water. And then what you're going to do is just go through and answer the questions. I mentioned a little bit at the beginning what effect occurs when there's vegetation. So all of these different questions are going to be things that you need to answer. One really good source that I found, you can just Google for information, or there's also a link in your information, but this one's a really easy website that you can access. That is www.cwp.org/reducing stormwater runoff. If anybody has trouble accessing that, you can send me a message and I'll copy that link to you, but it talks about how the vegetation slows down the runoff, and that will help you to answer those questions. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will catch up with you soon.